In the heart of a busy city lived two boys, Yaan and Rahim. Yaan was the son of a wealthy businessman. He lived in a grand house with tall glass windows, marble floors, and a room full of toys most kids could only dream of. Every morning, his driver dropped him at school in a shiny black car, and every afternoon, a table full of food awaited him at home. Just a few blocks away, hidden in the narrow, crowded alleys, lived Rahim. His home was a tiny room shared with his mother and younger sister. His father had passed away, and his mother worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. Rahim didn't have toys or a fancy uniform. His shoes had holes, and his lunch was often just a dry piece of bread. But he never complained. He helped his mother, studied under the street lamp, and always greeted people with a smile. Their worlds were as different as night and day, but fate had its own plan. One rainy morning, as Yaan's car splashed through puddles, it stopped suddenly. His driver stepped out to check the engine. It had broken down. Just then, Rahim, walking barefoot with his torn bag, stopped and offered to help. Yaan looked at him curiously. No one from his world had ever spoken to someone like Rahim. But Rahim's eyes were kind, and his smile was warm. That rainy morning would mark the beginning of something neither boy expected, a true friendship. Rahim didn't hesitate. Despite the cold rain soaking his thin shirt, he knelt beside the car and examined the issue. He'd seen enough broken engines in his neighborhood to recognize the problem, a loose wire. With steady hands, he reached into his bag, pulled out an old piece of wire he'd once saved from a junkyard, and worked quickly. Within minutes, the car sputtered back to life. Yaan, who had been watching silently, was amazed. "How did you do that?" he asked, genuinely impressed. Rahim smiled. "I fix bicycles in the evenings. Engines are just bigger puzzles." For a moment, there was silence. Then Yaan did something unexpected. He invited Rahim to share his umbrella as they walked toward the school gate together. As they walked, Yaan asked questions, about Rahim's life, his hobbies, his dreams. Rahim spoke of becoming an engineer, of building machines that help people. Yaan listened closely. No one had ever talked to him like this before. Not with honesty. Not with heart. By the time they reached the school gate, both boys were smiling. That day, Yaan sat next to Rahim in class, ignoring the puzzled looks of his rich friends. At lunch, Yaan offered to share his sandwich, and Rahim offered his simple bread in return. In just one morning, walls built by wealth and status began to crumble. And in their place, a new bond had started to form, one built on respect, curiosity, and kindness. Over the next few weeks, Yaan and Rahim grew closer. They studied together in the library, shared snacks during lunch, and even played cricket after school. For the first time, Yaan felt like someone understood him, not because of his money or his last name, but for who he truly was. However, not everyone was happy about this friendship. One afternoon, during recess, Yaan's usual group of wealthy classmates cornered him near the basketball court. Their leader, Zion, scoffed. "Why are you hanging out with a street kid, Yaan? He doesn't belong with us." Yaan hesitated. He looked over at Rahim, who stood quietly in the distance, pretending not to hear, though the words stung. Yaan could feel the pressure, his friends' mocking eyes, the weight of their expectations. For a moment, he felt torn between two worlds. But then he remembered Rahim in the rain, fixing the car without asking for anything. He remembered the stories Rahim told him, the laughter they shared, and the genuine care in his eyes. So Yaan stood tall and said, "Rahim is my friend. He's smart, kind, and braver than any of you. If that's a problem, maybe I need new friends." There was silence. Zion sneered and walked away, while others just stared, unsure what to say. Rahim quietly walked up to Yaan, a soft smile on his face. "You didn't have to do that," he said. "I wanted to," Yaan replied. "Friends stand up for each other." And their friendship grew even stronger. One day, the school announced a science exhibition. Every student had to present a project. Excitement buzzed through the classrooms, especially for the prize, a scholarship to an elite summer science camp. Rahim's eyes lit up at the announcement. This was his chance. He had ideas, big ones, but no tools, no materials, and certainly no money. Yaan noticed the flicker of worry on Rahim's face. That evening, Yaan went home and quietly opened the door to his father's workshop. He gathered wires, batteries, circuit boards, everything he could find. He even asked his dad for help without saying why, just that it was for a friend's project. For the next 2 weeks, Yaan and Rahim worked side by side. In Rahim's small home, using a shaky table and a flickering bulb, they built a water purifier made from scrap parts, simple, affordable, and effective. Yaan did the lifting, Rahim did the thinking. When the big day arrived, projects lined the school hall. Glitzy volcanoes erupted. Fancy robots blinked. But when Rahim explained how his purifier could bring clean water to poor communities, silence filled the room. The judges leaned in, impressed by the invention and the story behind it. Rahim won. As his name was announced, Yaan cheered the loudest. Rahim was in disbelief, but he quickly found Yaan in the crowd and hugged him tightly. "You gave me the tools," Rahim whispered. "No," Yaan said, smiling, "you had the brilliance. I just helped you shine." Months passed, and seasons changed, but the bond between Yaan and Rahim only grew stronger. Rahim's scholarship to the science camp opened new doors. He met mentors, explored labs, and returned with even bigger dreams, to one day start a company that would build affordable technology for the poor. Yaan, too, had changed. He no longer cared for expensive gifts or empty parties. He spent more time with Rahim's family, helped tutor his younger sister, and even convinced his father to fund school supplies for Rahim's neighborhood. His world had widened, and deepened. One afternoon, while sitting on the rooftop of Rahim's home, watching the sunset over the crowded lanes and distant high-rises, Rahim turned to Yaan and said, "Isn't it strange? We come from such different worlds, yet here we are." Yaan grinned. Maybe our hearts were born in the same world. They sat in silence, letting the breeze carry their thoughts. In that quiet moment, neither money nor background mattered, only friendship, dreams, and the belief that kindness could bridge any gap. Years later, Rahim did become an engineer. And with Yaan by his side as his business partner, they launched their own company, creating low-cost water purifiers and donating them to communities in need. Their story became an inspiration. Not because one was rich and the other poor, but because they showed the world that true friendship sees no class, no boundaries, only potential. And it all started with a broken car, a rainy morning, and an act of simple kindness.